Halt.
Here we go! Get took one down! Here they come! Everyone all right?
Assist searching.
Don't mess it up!
Processing.
Here they come! That's the last of them! The control room should be ahead somewhere and a touch to the right. I hope we're doing the right thing. Here we go! Nice one!
system of
Get
investigation.
ready! Don't mess with us.
Unexpected.
Don't mess with us.
All
Here
invest.
they come!
Self-diagnostics complete. Navigation systems operational. Combat systems operation. It's not the best choice. All systems fully hostile in compliance. Affirmative.
Phantom! No, just leave me alone!
Mind the steam. You're liable to get scalded.
Get away! No, just leave me alone.
System. Beginning.
Gotta hurt. That's the last of them.
Security enforcement mode.
Onyx performing in
Watch
air.
out!
Oh.
There they go!
Reminder.
Not real. You're not real. Get away! You're not real. You're not real. Phantom! You're not real! You're not real! Get away! You You can talk? The Phantoms never talked me. See? Of course. Chester D. Hard to say. By my reckoning, Higgins has been here somewhere between 2 weeks and forever. Oh, Higgins has been many things over the years. Sprat wrangler. I've come a long way for someone who started off as a simple engineer. I specialized in auto mechanicals. Mechanicals lost their bolts. I was on cleaning duty at the time. My old boss had me scrubbing pipes when... Jimmy'd... Mechanicals lost their bolts. I was on... Look, I don't want to fall in... You know, you remind me... I discovered a flaw. Their hostility levels were hard... Yes, that's exactly it. There's a behavior control terminal in the other room. It should have options... Oh, that reminds me. You'll need my passcode to access the behavior control terminal. Here, let me just write... Jimmy'd open... Well, yeah, break. I spent...
last. Once we do this, there's no going back. Where are we headed? That's on account of how I never met her. She was in another division of the Spacers. Her contract said any kids she had, expected or not, belonged to her office from the time of conception. So... well, I don't know about... it's sensible. He's just interested. I'm just glad. If he wants to learn about engineering, we should help him. You mean about the... I know, but real machines have gunked up oil. The machine Vickers sees is one ain't never been run. It's not for people to live in. It's... the Vicar's about the only soul in the Vale who... it's just that when he looks at me... sorry. It's not like I think it a failing. When they come in here, when they leave... maybe so. There was a... not in... I've always been good with my hands, right? So I did... it's not funny. Right about then, a bunch of loaders came rolling in the gate, and Mr. Thompson was up on the porch making a speech about how everyone would have to volunteer a third shift to get it all canned. Anyhow, you ever seen an auto loader run over a bottle of Zero-G? I was just... I can laugh about it now. Excuse me, ma'am. Look, I know... do you understand what you're about? I don't think you should cut off Edgewater's power. I think it would be cruel. I'm sorry. That just sort of came out all at once. Edgewater's hurting. We've been losing workers year after year, and corporate hardly ever sends replacements. There's barely an... but the town's got some good people in it. Decent, hard-working folk just... Miss McDevitt's built something beautiful. Somehow, she's talked the ground into giving life again. It's plain to see she's made the Vale a better place. Fed the... but Miss McDevitt delights in Edgewater's suffering. She wants to hurt the town. Do you really want to be party to that kind of hatred? Well, that sure sounds like Mr. Thompson. If he was standing here, I imagine... in Mr. Thompson's eyes, those deserters are still part of the Spacer's Choice family. I hate to say it, but I think Mr. Thompson's got a point. Unless those deserters come back... sorry, I didn't mean to babble on. Really?
Town's been dark a while now. Could be a mechanical trying to sabotage us. Bang up work, soldier. You're a credit to your uniform. Oh, well, that reminds me. Gotta look into getting us a uniform. So this is it, then. The key to humanity's victory over the mechanical hordes. I would reward you...
I put my whole life in that cannery. You must be very proud.
Oh, it's you. Reed told me I should be expecting you. He's inside.
Are we getting paid or not?
You picked a fine time to visit, stranger. I paid his burial fees, didn't I? Didn't anyone ever tell you? Excuse you. Eugene's body and all... Never mind. Somebody's been... Yeah. I don't understand. Like I didn't have enough to worry about. This is all...
You want to know what gets my bile churning? Edgewater has suffered a cavalcade of disasters, plague, marauders, desertion. Then you wandered. I never knew how right I was. You're right. I put the fate of our town in the hands of... Whatever you were hoping to find down here, I advise you to turn around and leave. All right, easy now. Let's not do anything we'll regret. I'll order my guards to stand down. Stand down, all of you. We're done here.
Roommate!
You and I have got nothing more to say to each other.
Is Reed hiding in there?
Mr. Thompson is aware of your concerns and remains committed to guiding you.
Edgewater's experiencing what we in the profession like to call a quandary.
Power's out, but I can't just leave my good music to my ears.
clever.
You hear that? That low, pleasant hum of electricity? I would have paid my last 5 bits to see the look on Reed's face when the last lamp in town burnt out and the cannery fell to silence. My son worked in that cannery. When the plague started coming, he was one of the first to fall sick. We had a store of medicine locked away, but Reed refused to treat him. Said my boy didn't deserve treatment. Said the medicine would have been wasted on him. So I buried my boy in the cemetery, gathered my belongings, and left. That's as much of the story as you need to hear. Time's come to look toward the future. We'll grow, I expect. A lot of workers. I don't look forward to turning folk away. Camp's gotta stay pure, though. Can't have corporate loyalists mixing with us, no matter how desperate they may be. I am curious. Why did you help us? You don't know who we are. You don't owe us a thing. You're not quite like anyone else I've met. You're welcome among us.
Not a peep from me.
Any luck finding one of those manuals? No kidding! Really? Well, which one? The geothermal plant? Now that's a complete set. Aside from you.
I'm glad we could help, Thomas.
I've been saving something for you.
Done.
Is this your ship? Oh my stars, she is just so handsome! Does she have... Oh, gosh. Listen to me babbling. When I was in Edgewater, I dreamed of flying. Edgewater won't last another season without power, but... that don't change the fact that I'm indentured to Spacer's Choice. I have imagined it, but I want to ask you something, and you can say no. But... can I come with you? And if you ever need a pair of eyes watching your back... Yeah, I've been I never got along with Mr. Thompson, but I don't think he deserved it. I suppose that's fair. I had my misgivings about Miss McDevitt and the deserters, but you took pity on them and sent power to their garden even though you knew Mr. Thompson would hate you for it. All this time, you've been determined to get your regulator back, get your ship up and running. Not much of an Edgewater left to... My whole life's been... small. I realized... Then I saw this ship. This Yes! I mean, thanks. Captain,
Well, I certainly am looking forward to flying on a ship named the Unreliable. I'll just head upstairs and claim a room. Yes, you caught me ruminating again. What's Nothing too out of the ordinary. Just... that's what my parents... I grew up in a pit of a town, much like Edgewater. I was destined to be a laborer like my parents, but I was infected with equation. My passion didn't sit well with them. My parents, ironically, they internalized the precepts of scientism like no one I've ever known. They had a pure faith. I envied that. I wanted that peace. I thought if I... They thought I was fighting the plan, should have accepted my lot. Some people pursue the clergy for... The simple version is this. The force which we call the Grand Architect created the universal... Everything flows from the equation, or in layman's terms, the Grand Plan. Is the Grand Architect a consciousness? A natural force? Did it create the equation on purpose? The answers to these questions don't really matter. The equation, the plan, is all that matters. Contentment is found by accepting one's role in the plan. The plan is not one I have run headlong. I honestly don't know what I'd do. What about you? And how did he do that? Well, you do seem different than every other. That seems a dangerous proposition. Oh. Bakonu, the author. But I've been... He's also... The only one I'm aware of. 1,000 pardons, my good captain. Now, as far... We should start on the Groundbreaker. It's where I'd go if I wanted to get off Terra 2. Great place to pick up a ride to Hephaestus, Scylla, even Monarch. All I need is access to a data cartridge. Before I transferred to Edgewater, I had a wealth of time to develop... I meditated, led sermons, provided guidance to the... I'll comb the... Thank you.
Captain, I have detected that the town of Edgewater is now without... What can I do for you, Captain? All systems are operating. I am prepared to bring the Unreliable into low-altitude orbit. We have received a communication request from Dr. Phineas Wells. Based on my initial calculations of Dr.
Aha, there you are. Hale and hearty, and captain of your own ship. I see you're putting the Unreliable to good use. Shame about her former captain. Horrible way to die. How are you feeling, by the way? I lost track of you in that cave back there. Experiencing any, unnatural drippage? Perfectly normal side effect of thawing. Oh, yes, that's probably permanent. I wouldn't worry about it, though. I'm sure you're fine. What you saw in Emerald Vale is happening all across the colony. Food shortages, lack of supplies, and basic necessities. We're dying. The chairman, the minister, and all their lackeys on the board are to blame. The Hope has some of the brightest minds Earth ever sent us. If we can revive the Hope's colonists, they can help us undo the board's mistakes. You need to get to Stellar Bay on Monarch. I have contacts there. They'll help me. Help. Gladys Kelly, lovely woman, runs a cozy little black marketing outfit on the Groundbreaker. She can get you a nav key to land. Strictly speaking, Monarch is a moon, terraformed badly, and almost completely lawless. You'll love it. Captains don't fly their own ships, you see. Your navigation terminal handles the, navigation. Think of a nav key as a set of flight instructions. The board's been confiscating nav keys for Stellar Bay, so we must rely on unconventional means of acquisition. Without a skip drive, good luck. Look, I admire your optimism, but the sad truth is you're stuck here. You, me, and the rest of this colony. We're all skating precariously around the edge of oblivion together. None of us are leaving Halcyon alive, so we may as well make it a better place. And we can start by reviving the hope. Gladys and I have been doing business for years. Her smuggling... In theory, I suppose you could land your ship in Cascadia, and in theory, I suppose you might survive the experience. Cascadia is utterly seething with dangerous, highly aggressive creatures more than capable of tearing you. You'd have to be a lunatic to land in Cascadia, and I'm reasonably certain I tested your brain for incipient signs of insanity. Trust me, talk to Gladys Culkelly. Excellent. I'll send her a wireless. By the way, I gave Captain Hawthorne a disguise apparatus of my own design. Cutting. I call it the holographic shroud. I'm sure it will prove remarkably useful to... Marvelous device. I'm quite... It has limits. First generation. Very simply... Only... Ha 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 ha! The beauty is they don't expect it. Activate the disguise, walk past someone. What do they see? A figure... Excellent. And the...
Transmission ended. If you are ready to... You might want to consider changing your clothes more often. Is it time for your regular daily period of unconscious?
I could spend... So,
I could probably spend... Mostly... Except for my schooling years, I was always beside him. Or tied to him. When I got older, he set me to sorting tools and parts while he worked. Not on the regular. Mostly... I'm not exactly a... It's not normal for any... When I... Because they were hoping their own kid would get the job and get sent back to it. When folk go away for schooling, they don't get back to where they begun. Not usually. You go straight to your first job, wherever the company's... I reckon you could say, no thanks. Well, I'm good at making things work the way... There's times I'm working deep in the guts of a loader, getting it all running perfect. Then I look... Anyhow, I was happy to get back home. Oh, there were a whole lot of Then there'd be... Yep. About a year. Dad never said that he loved me, you know? I knew on account of him showing it. How he'd stay... Oh gosh. Look at the...
We have successfully arrived at Phineas's orbital lab, Captain, and we are still in one piece. Shall I congratulate myself, or would you like to do the honors?
Hello? Can you hear me? Does this work? Oh, damn it! Blast, that's loud. I'm just securing my ongoing experiments. And securing myself. Mind the mess. I haven't had a visitor since, in fact, I've never had a visitor.
Oh, thank the law. Your skin hasn't spontaneously changed color. Potential side effect of the revival process. Very rare, but you never know. Right. Welcome to my little habitation, such as it is. I've got caffeinoids, cysty bits, if you're into that sort of thing. So, welcome. Make yourself at home. My secret hideout is your secret hideout. The one I gave you before your pod landed? Ruined. Don't worry about it. Nonsense. There's no such thing as luck. Only well calculated. Oh, balderdash. You hadn't yet recovered your faculties of speech. What was I to... Still, I admit I may have... Of course. What's on your mind? Never know what being frozen did to your brain. I've no desire to end up like... Regardless, it's quite comfortable in here, you know. I have my beans, have my caffeinoids, No, and I've been trying that...
Ah, the wanted criminal himself. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Wait, not another word. I don't want to know your name. I don't want to know who... Why don't you just invite the entire colony to my secret, carefully concealed laboratory? Oh, very well. For what it's worth, I am pleased. I picked you out of the hope for your talents, after all. It's only natural. That's odd. I'm at least 65% certain my tone was sufficiently sincere. What's on... Oh, well, no, I imagine I'd last at least... I enjoyed the occasional aether wave drop. To answer your question, I'd rather stay right here. Because we've lost our way. I live in a glass box with my experiments. Do I look like 10 years? But... Right. I'd best get back to work. Aha! I see you found my portable molecular compression device, better known as a shrink ray. Find a target, point and shoot. Your target will shrink down into a manageable size, whereupon you may commence beating them to a pulp. Careful, that's my communications terminal.
Welcome back, Captain. How can I be? The unit is a cleaning SAM. Hawthorne brought it on board some cycles ago, I'm sure. Alex likely recorded progress notes detailing his effort. If you check the terminal in your captain's quarters, we may be able to determine. I have lots of minutes. Many minutes. Unlimited minutes, perhaps. Providing an adequate power source, I can function indefinitely. I require a captain to pilot the ship. As you may be aware, Captain Alex Hawthorne was a smuggler of some repute. I failed to predict the likely outcome of his reckless behavioral patterns. I should have predicted that. In our travels together, Alex liked to pass time by, as he called it, tinkering to improve my design. If you mean, was Captain Hawthorne my first? How can I... What part of the colony? Ah, yes. There is a bounty on his head, one with a markedly high... A sensible choice, as we... The outlaw scientist known as Dr. Finney, even knowing the location, my systems resist my orders to go where I instruct. Of course, what part of the colony? We're cleared to dock with the groundbreaker, if that's your... If we're going there, please be sure all docking forms have been filed in triplicate and fees have been paid. The Mardettes take their docking laws quite... I can, yes. Order does not compute. Nevertheless, I will... The Groundbreaker was Halcyon's original colony ship. It has since been repurposed as a service station. Freighters, many... I have five... Of course, what part of the... Where in Terra 2? Edgewater is the sparkling county seat of Emerald Vale, or it was when first built. The town is near the coordinates where Captain Hawthorne died. Since you diverted power to the deserters, the botanical lab is thriving. However, Emerald Vale's cannery shut down, leading to a total collapse of Edgewater's population. Thank you, Captain. You mean the ones who did not answer my distress call with medical assistance, but instead came to issue my injured captain a parking ticket? I'm sure they are wonderful humans who don't deserve to be wiped out by starvation or a devastating plague. Of course. What part of the colony would you like? Where in Monarch? Ah, Monarch. The armpit of the Halcyon system. Her last functioning port town is Stellar Bay. Well, I believe it has something to do with the planet being an uninhabitable wilderness and a lawless land with no corporate presence. You may wish to survey the residents in Stellar Bay for additional data points. It's sublight run for the purpose of shipping contraband, and before you ask, I don't know the coordinates, so I can't. Of course, what part of the colony? Where in my... Warning. All colonists are urged to reconsider travel to Cascadia due to infestation of mantisaurs and risk of indefinite detention or death. There are no people aside from marauders in Cascadia. There is only death. The local report is that you will very likely die if you leave Cascadia's landing pad. This is one of those times where you say one word but really mean another, isn't it? How can I... Certainly, Captain. What would you like to hear? Why are obtuse angles so depressed? Now playing...
It's not...
Everyone in Halcyon is contractually obligated to label this... As you wish. Take care. Destination reached. The Groundbreaker.
Can we talk? Hey, Captain. I heard that Groundbreaker's got a real good engineer. A lady named Junlei Tennyson? I was thinking that maybe I ought to meet her. If you got time to swing us by. I don't got much experience fixing actual spaceships. I bet you a can of Borston beans she could teach me all manner of stuff. Thanks, Captain. Did you want to talk about...
Please avoid damaging yourself or others while you are out.
Just checking your ship's manifest. Standard procedure. Welcome to ground.
Welcome back. Do wipe the blood and space dust from your feet in the entry bay. Thank you.
Captain. Hey, Captain. I'm in space. I never thought I'd be up.
That's not the point. This halfwit just knocked out one of my workers.
Yeah, with a tossball stick. I heard you the first.
Hey, no offense, but I don't think this walking salt tuna can's gonna appreciate you.
Keep talking, Millstone. Now's not a good time. I'm dealing with a...
So, go space yourself.
You must really want a truncheon through your teeth. This ain't a show. Do what you want.
Whatever you heard? The guy insulted my Rizzo's Rangers, alright? You can't just insult my Rangers. So, of course, I decked him with a tossball. Only the finest group of tossball players. He's a Spacer's chosen man, though. So when the Chosen beat my Rangers the other night, my foreman come... Look, this was a long time coming. Guy thinks he can push me around because he's some sky-high foreman, and I'm just a back bay's dock worker. Well, former dock worker. Guess I just tendered my resignation. Enjoy my freedom. Scrap. Hey, not for nothing. But I saw you wander out. Captain of the unrel... Hey, I don't want to talk your ears off, guessing you got places to be. Felix Millstone. Pleased to make your... See you around.
Now keep quiet.
Try not to be distracted by the glare of the adverts. Lots of unsavory types about.
Rizzo's Purple Berry Fudge. A soft, sour candy shell around a sweet purple berry flavored center. Suck it, chew it, you can do it. Rizzo's Purple Berry Crunch. Triple gel flakes and purple berry flavored power nuggets. Now with 12% more crunch.
Ooh, did we rent an upstairs room?
We interrupt your...
How do you do? And welcome to the Rest and Go. We used to be the Go and Rest, but folks never knew when to leave. Sorry. Oh, you can't miss her. Right behind you, number 2. First unit on... Fine, as long as the board keeps its grubby mitts to itself. Chief Tennyson holds the ship together, the Promenade holds our economy together, and Sublight is the shoddy jewel in our... Our local garbage collectors. That Lilia Hagen never met a debris field she didn't like. She freely admits she planted her roots in Groundbreaker to escape board oversight. But I think there's more to it. She's unusual in the head, that one. Of course, most of our supplies come and go through merchants. I try and steer clear of that creepy fellow in the moon map.
Bless my heart. A stranger come knocking on a poor old woman's door. You here for a particular reason? Or did the neighbors tell you how good my sugar cookies are? Made without a single natural ingredient, or an oven. Just like store-bought. Those have been the height of illegality since Stellar Bay turned their noses up at the board. You and I could be thrown to the void just for discussing such a transaction. Lucky for us, Groundbreaker's a free port. We're outside of the board's control. For the time being, at least. Now, I only have the one nav key. And they're hard to come by these days. It won't be cheap. Well, I find I'm in need of a ship captain with a little moral flexibility. Might be this could help out the Groundbreaker, as well as earn some bits. But if you've got qualms... Do you know Edna, over in engineering? Sweet as a pea, that one. She sent me a recording of a distress signal she... Curious thing is, it came from an outpost called Roseway. And Auntie Cleo abandoned that place years ago. Can't say I know for sure. Maybe it never really was.
Sounds like someone poking into somewhere they shouldn't be got into a spot of trouble.
Comm centers don't operate themselves, Captain.
Those corps are cleverer than all get out. Might have been a ruse. Edna didn't seem to think so. And I trust the dear girl's judgment. Well, maybe not in men, but she knows her. And if someone set up shop in Roseway... Maybe whatever they're hiding went to heck, and now they need a few spare. If you should find a secret worth selling, might be I could find a buyer. The more we got the corps fighting each other... Neither do mine, dearie. Should you find yourself responding to a certain then we ought to have a chat over a... Law bless your atoms. Don't forget to come find... Might want to acquaint yourself with Junlei Tennyson, Groundbreaker's chief. You'll find her fretting in engineering. take the... Should... What do you... That's right, dearie. The only independent station in the colony. That's us. Though for how long, I can't say. That all depends on Miss Junlei. The board can't abide a community that won't bend to its will. They've always got one scheme or another running, looking for ways to bring us to heel. Like this heat business. But it won't work. No, ma'am. Go right ahead, sweetheart. Groundbreaker's radiators. Miss Junlei's supposed to be getting them fixed, but the board's determined to get... The board can't abide... But it... Ask the common folk, and they'll tell you it's... Because that's what the... I think they made some fool mistake that would make them look bad. Those board folk are real prideful like, but old Gladys knows the score. That's why we gotta keep them from getting their... Probably. Every once in a while, we get these snippets of rate claims he's transmitting from Monarch. But who knows if that's... Oh,
I'm not sure that's entirely...
That's half the reason. But that's not what you wanted to talk about. Anytime. Great law, is it hot? Want a charming copper kettle off that...
You been flying the Outer Systems route lately? Never in the space.
Sorry about the heat. Chief Tennyson will get the radiators fixed soon. Of course, Oh, and it's not the best choice. A lot of slogans to... Heard of it? My orientation aetherwave showed that famous Saltuna cannery, which I'm sure smells as good.
If you did, that'd be good, actually. They could use...
And if you do, please don't mind.
I'd have to go over... So, what can I get you? Some soap? Everyone loves soap. I'm bound to satisfy headgear-related inquiries. Please send any Oh, I'm having a stellar day. Not just because I'm... I can see all of the top quality... Spacer's Choice regrets that we don't sell toothpaste at this time. Sprat Wash, Mouthwash, and Mantafloss are among the exciting line of dental goods currently. Don't miss out on these deals. You'll find none like them. Trouble sleeping? Try our Lunar Eclipse Mix. That's 2 handfuls of pep pills washed down with a heart. The blast will send you through the stratosphere and the crash will knock you out cold. Add an additional 10% to your purchase today and the proceeds will be donated to Spacer Cares. At Spacer's Choice, we care about... Even if my contract didn't forbid it, I think it's part of me now. Now, are you ready to make Spacers? You would never ask if you knew what it's like in here. I mean, why anyone? Damn it. No slogan for that one. If there are self-made purgatories, then we all have to live in them. Now, if we're done with the chit-chat, I hope you don't mind if I make the most of this It's fine. Speaking of interest, can I... Anything and everything. Just the opposite. Spacer's choice... Oh, sorry. Spacer's choice items are always new. You could go broke buying overpriced Aramid gear, or you could buy... That's why you should get a backup or 3. Program currently unapproved in Alpha. Have a look.
I'm not going anywhere, you hear? You can't keep me out of there.
I'm sorry. Am I causing a scene? See, Umfuru? We could have avoided all this unpleasantness if you just let me talk to Jessie in the first place. Let me get one thing straight. Jessie and I are not friends. I just owe her, okay? As for the rest, I'm trying to figure that out. All I know is that she's been here too long, and she's apparently not receiving... You say that like it's weird. I just don't like to leave a debt unpaid. Yeah, if... Because I'm a doctor. I know what illness looks like. And Jessie was looking as sleek as a sprat in the Tyleritos last time I saw her. And anyway, if someone suddenly comes down with a calamitous disease, it doesn't... Be my guest. If you know something I don't about dealing with hospital bureaucracy... Good luck getting to Jessie. And better luck if you do. It's a real piece of work.
Something I can help you with? If only my other patients had so many inquiries. The records say Miss Doyle checked herself in and requested I admit... She's not my patient. I'm certain no one on my staff would falsify patient records. Not without dispensation from Chief Jun Lei. We don't have the ability to manufacture... Regrettably, we are dependent on the board for such mundane... We'd nearly signed a supply agreement with Anti-Cleos, but they demanded we only use their branded drugs, and that's simply... Take care.
Can't say I've seen you before. I take it you're a freighter captain? If you're here to better yourself, you'll have to wait. We're having a spot. I'm expecting our delivery fellow to stop through with medical supplies and service auto mechanicals. Name's Captain Irion. A brave idiot with a penchant for getting himself delayed. Sometimes by dates, usually by bandits. Surgery mostly. Medical person. The board won't let their doctors and nurses station here, and they own all the medical schools. If we can't hire their people... Everyone on staff here on Groundbreaker was trained by me or Idris. We're good, don't get me wrong. But we've only 2 heads. I'd be grateful if you'd spare the time. We need his delivery. Last he told me, he was taking a shortcut by Scylla, an asteroid in the Charybdis cluster. That's where I'd start. You look out, though. The place is probably crawling with outlaws.